learned pretty early on in life that no matter how much anime I've seen, and it's a non-trivial amount of anime, I will never know as much about it as people who really watch anime. And you know exactly what I'm talking about. The person who made this quiz gave a brief synopsis about 20 or so anime, and you and I together are going to decide whether it is a description of something that exists or whether it's fake. Let's get right into it. The first description is, in a world that supposedly comes to an end at the hands of a human-made virus, leaving only children under the age of 13 untouched. Okay, I get the point. It is at this time that vampires emerge from a small place of the earth likely to be thought as a myth. A young man joins a vampire extermination unit to avenge the deaths of his orphaned family and reclaim his best friend from the vampires. Okay, first of all, you know, I'm an English as a second language man. I think we get the point here. Second of all, if I've learned anything about anime, it's that vampires are popular. If I learned anything about human psychology, it is that this person did not put a picture of an anime character from this anime. That being said, I think this is giving kind of Made in Abyss vibes where the entire story is this vampire extermination unit going into the cave and trying to exterminate all the vampires. Maybe they fall in love. Maybe it's more PG-13 than it is shonen, but I'ma say real. After going through amnesia, a high school boy's only memories are that he used to play the piano and that he is rich. Oh my god, he's just like me for real. He's a boy. In order to remember more, he pays the smartest girl in school to teach him how to play the piano. The girl's feelings are trapped in a ring, and if she shows affection to anything, she loses blood. Where is this story going? What? She struggles to try to not fall in love with the boy, and uses the money she gets from him to buy medical equipment for her brother. This is so all over the place. There seems to be a lot of information in this blurb. Also, the piano and the rich thing actually set up perfectly for the dude paying the girl to teach him piano. But why didn't he get lessons from, like, an actual teacher? I'm still gonna say this is real. This is like, I think this is some sort of shoujo, almost slice of life, but not quite. One day, a girl receives a mysterious email from another girl. Following up on the message, she goes to meet this girl and discovers that not only does the girl have no idea who she really is, but she also has no idea why she is so skilled at killing people, and why she feels no regrets when she does. Okay, I don't know if it's the description of the anime or the description that this person is writing, but man, every single sentence I read is a roller coaster. Realizing that their lives are linked somehow, they both team up and begin traveling the world together as they seek out the answers to their shared histories while avoiding the grip of an organization. What the hell did I just read? So if I'm not mistaken, this anime is about a girl getting an email, realizing that she knows actually nothing about herself other than she kills people really well. How does she figure this out? Lord knows. And then she teams up with another girl that's just like this. The problem with all of these is that they could totally be real. I'm gonna say fake for this one though. One tech lab has been developing a device with the power to delve into the dreams of others. A man and lady have been tirelessly working to develop this technology with the hopes of using it to deeply explore patients' minds and help cure them of their psychological disorders. In the wrong hands, the device could be used as a form of physical terrorism and cause mental breakdowns in the minds of target. This reminds me almost of like Psychopaths, but more psychological than it is action. That being said, I do think that there is a huge genre of psychological anime. I think that this one is going to be true. The thing about a game like this is that we have to constantly reread the sentences. It's a man and a lady. We don't really know why they're developing this device, but I guess maybe that would be too obvious or on the nose. Maybe one of them has like a dying daughter or a son. I'm still gonna say this is real. The problem, I'm saying too many things are real, but yeah, I mean. Less than 48 hours after a 12-year-old kid sets off on a sailing trip down the Alaskan coast with his uncle, their boat sinks, ruh-roh. The only survivors are him and a 16-year-old kid who hates him immediately. Childhood. Puberty. They have nothing much with them other than the clothes that they are currently wearing. They don't really get along, but they have to if they want to survive. Eventually, in the wilderness of Alaska, the boys discover an improbable bond and the compassion that might truly lead them down the path to rescue. I low-key think that this sounds less anime and more Western. This is pulled from like a Western movie. Why was the kid with the uncle? Why was he 12? I mean, he wasn't in this boat, that's for sure. I mean, whatever the anime was, it wasn't this thing, unless that's the uncle. So there's a 12-year-old and a 16-year-old. Screw suspension of disbelief. There's not a chance they're surviving in the Alaskan wilderness. And even less so, boys in puberty discover an improbable bond. Fake. that only happens online. In a world with 11 kind and wholehearted immortal gods, not really 100% immortal. Okay, are you trying to throw me for a loop here? They try to figure out how to kill each other in case of emergencies. The smartest but youngest one knew how to already, but didn't want to tell because she didn't want any of them to die. The youngest one's name? Batman. Once they were getting close to figuring it out, she calls all of them for a meeting so that she could kill herself and beg for none of them to kill each other. I'm kind of struggling to figure out what this anime would actually be about. Let's say it's 12 episodes long. Actually, that's a perfect length. Because then like 11 episodes would be each of the gods trying to figure out how to kill other gods. But I mean, if that just sounds like a repetitive story. What else would be happening? Where's the conflict? Where's the love? I must say fake for this one. It's like Record of Ragnarok, but not at all. Energy conservative high school student ends up with more than he bargained for when he signs up for the Classics Club at his sister's behest, especially when he realized how deep-rooted the club's history really is. Unwillingly, he is dragged into an investigation concerning the 45-year-old mystery that surrounds the club room. Accompanied by some of his club members, he must combat deadlines in order to not only find the truth buried behind the dust of works created years before them, but of other small side cases as well. This is the one that I would, like, gun to my head say this is definitely true. I've never seen this before in my life, but this sounds like a slice of life mystery that exists. Although now I think that this person tried to throw me for a loop, because why did they add the number 45 for year-old mystery? When it's too detailed, it almost seems fake. That being said, this captured me. This captured my vibe. I'm going real. A girl with the power of time travel, because who doesn't love time travel, uses her powers to go back in time, duh, and take credit of everything, like songs, poems, memes, I think, and more. Okay, this one, it seems like every single one of these descriptions is written by someone else, and this person is trying to trick me by adding these quirky little side comments. The consequence for doing that, because there's always consequence, is that each time she goes back in time, time left for her future shortens. I kinda like the premise, but I think this one's fake just based on how it's written. So the premise of this anime would be this girl just becomes the most famous, most intelligent person on the planet because she takes credit for literally everything, and then she like ends up dying at the age of 12. Okay. I'm still gonna say this is fake. I don't think it has a lot of legs to stand on. Like, when does her time travel start? What is the conflict again here? She just dies at the end? This guy's literally grading chalk onto a replica mountain. Okay. During class, a boy continues to not pay attention and instead creates amazing little distractions, such as a detailed golf course, okay, with the course's hole being a dent in his desk, or an entire dramatic war being played out by paper shogi pieces. A girl that sits next to him often finds herself getting reluctantly interested in his games, even though they always seem to end up getting her in trouble with the teacher. Okay, there are two ways to go about this. This anime exists, and this is literally from the anime. Or, this picture is fan art, and the person making this quiz made this up. This sounds way too realistic, though. Like, they end up falling in love, right? Or become really close friends. It's almost like Momo and Okarun, except the roles are reversed and there's no superpowers. This seems like another slice of life. Slice of life is so hard to guess because it could literally be anything. I'm still gonna say real though. After the accident in which she lost her mother, a 16-year-old girl moves in with her grandfather, but due to his home being renovated, is unable to continue living with him. So, she lives in a tent in the woods. One night on her way back from work, she finds her tent buried underneath a landslide. Two boys that go to her school offered her to stay at their place. Upon arriving at their house, she discovers their secret. If them or their family members are hugged by someone of the opposite gender, they are temporarily transformed into an animal. Say what you will, but this is Fruits Basket, baby. Don't ask me how I know. I'm a little bit more of a shoujo fan than you might think. I'm a man of the world, okay? You gotta read a lot of different things to know a lot of different things. Fruits Basket, honestly, was decent. A typical high school student is set to have an uneventful high school life. However, it turns out that he's not getting that, since some of his classmates have come to regret a decision. Presumably, they've made one too. The regret manifests itself into a time loop, having them relive the day their regret formed over and over. The loop will not stop until they have come to terms with their regret. Oh my lord, so much regret. Fortunately, the creator of the time loop and the boy are aware of the loop going on and can work out figuring out their regret and how to stop the resulting time loop. If this was real, we would get any more information about the regret. The person who made this up just said, I feel like there should be a regretful decision at some point. I feel they'll buy it. This is fake. This is fake. An app gets downloaded by itself onto a lady's phone. This sounds like the start of a horror movie. A Western horror movie. The people that are in the chat tell her that it's a group chatting app for a secret organization that wasn't supposed to be visible to her. This sounds like, actually, politics in America. She was then sort of forced into the organization. She later falls in love with the only other lady in the organization. Okay, and she's lesbian. There's a lot going on. The more she got closer to them, the more she felt something was suspicious. Was there regret involved? She later finds out that they were all AIs controlled by the creator of the app, so she gets mad. But then she remembers about the girl that she's in love with, so she goes to find the creator. This is so whack. This is so whack, I'm saying it's almost real. Very, very hand-wavy plot. It sounds like the author, or whoever came up with this, did not actually think about how to get from point A to point B. They just really wanted point B to happen, and that's her trying to find the creator. That being said, I think this is fake. No, but it's so hand-wavy that this is an author who wanted to make a series like this, didn't know how to do it. Standards are low, baby. Real. Oh yeah. Saucy picture. I love anime. Anime is not cringe when there are waifus involved. Japan's latest competitive sport is dictated by a simple set of rules. Female-only participants must stand on circular platforms floating in a pool, with the goal being to knock off opponents using only their breasts and butts. I've seen this movie before. Many aspiring athletes take up the challenge in hopes of becoming the next national champion. This actually sounds incredibly Japanese to me. Amerikajin desu, demo nihon ga suki desu. I mean, this sounds so Japanese to me. This has got to be real. I feel like, honestly, I feel like the plot of this is almost good. We're gonna figure out what this is, and I think I'll watch it and I'll make a video on it. Real. I mean, breasts and butt. Is that even possible? How close do they have to stand to one another? I feel like we shouldn't think about it. We should just accept that this is real. It's probably really good as well, and we'll watch together. A boy who wasn't very social. Just kidding, I know you're a girl. Had decided to kill himself. Well, that turned bad quick after finding out that his family died in a car accident while going on a trip that he refused to go to. Oh no, survivor's guilt. His plan of committing suicide in the perfect and dramatic way had failed when this thing that is not human rings the doorbell and then lets itself inside. As he struggles to survive that thing, he starts to wonder why he's trying. Does he actually not want to die? A story about survivor's guilt I can see being real, but then again, the description here is so plain and basic. If this was real, this would be an OVA. I mean, they couldn't make a series about this. Like what, the monster and him fall in love? Like, where's the conflict in this? This has to be like 1 or 2 episodes max. That being said, I think it's fake. Would they really do suicide so on the nose? Although it is an epidemic. I think I'm still gonna go fake here. The thing about doing this video is that I look like a fucking idiot. I know you guys know these anime. And I'm out here referencing like, oh, Naruto, dude. This is Bleach. This is Dawn to Dawn. You guys are like, this is a Slice of Life Season 2, Episode 5 description. Dogged by pain and misfortune from the very beginning, a girl decides she wants nothing to do with people nor anything to do with romance. Although content with her unsocial, boring, loveless existence, her lifestyle is challenged after she ruins an unsuspecting stranger's clothes. This isn't very specific, but oh well. Real or fake? Are you trying to trick me again? I mean, this is the perfect meet cute, if I'm being real. Like, if this happened to me, if I was the girl, or the guy, or the 2 guys, apparently, if this is real, I'd be pretty content. So I'm gonna say this is real. Especially because of this. This isn't very specific, but oh well. I think this time it's not a trick. One day, while walking to her clubhouse across a bridge, a girl is attacked by a fearsome creature and saved by a mysterious boy. She treats his wound from fighting the creature, and later they both listen to her radio. The boy tells the girl that he's from another country. Okay, and that he came to this place to find something. He then gives her a blessing in the form of a kiss to the forehead. The girl leaves hurriedly and tells him that she'll be back tomorrow. The boy, now alone, looks up at the stars and falls from the ledge to his death. What? I feel like I zoned out at some point and it went 0 to 100 instantly. This description, though, is giving me enormous anime movie vibes. I'm wondering now if any of the others were movies, or if I even said this. I feel like this is an hour and a half worth of this girl and boy falling in love on one date, him dying, and her never seeing him again. This is real. And also the monster is just there. Wow. This is a description. Friend versus friend. Family versus family. Grown-up versus kid. Some call them adults. So much despicable things happen during a series of fights that people are forced to do to test their skills. This is fake already. I can tell this is fake. Or at least that's what they think. In a world with magical powers, a secret organization chooses thousands of random people to fight and send the last 100 to war. A girl figures out their plan and teams up with 23 other people to take down the organization and stop the war. One problem is that the girl fell in love with someone in the organization. Will she continue her plan? This sounds like a mix of a couple of the other anime that I have been guessing already. I think this is so fake though, just based on how it's written. 23 other people, 23 LeBron James. No, fake. Fake. LeBron just told me. Suzuya Juzo. There's no way this is Tokyo Ghoul though. A college student who barely survives a deadly encounter with his date. It is Tokyo Ghoul. Who reveals herself as a type of monster, is taken to the hospital in critical condition. After recovering, he discovers that he underwent a surgery that transformed him into a half monster. This was accomplished because some of the girl's organs were transferred into his body, and now, like normal monsters, he must consume human flesh to survive. The monsters who manage a coffee shop take him in and teach him how to deal with his new life as a half monster. They make it sound so much more pleasant than it actually is. Also, there are clowns involved. This is real. Caught up in the bloodshed after the Great War was a young girl raised for the purpose of destroying enemy lines. Hospitalized and injured, she was left with only words from the person she held dearest, but with no understanding of their meaning. I think I know what this is, even though I've never watched it or read it. Recovering from her wounds, she starts a new life working at a postal service. Yeah, I definitely know what this is. There she witnesses the work of an assistant that transcribes people's thoughts and feelings into words on paper. Moved by it, she begins work as one of them, an adventure that will reshape the lives of her clients and hopefully lead to self-discovery. I think this is Violet Evergarden. I've been told to consume this. Is it good? Is it Violet Evergarden? I'm pretty sure it is. I think that has to do with the postal service. That's what I'm going based off here. I'm gonna say this is real. A runaway werewolf meets a witch boy and is being hired to work as his bodyguard. The werewolf, being determined to befriend the witch boy, tries everything to get the witch boy to trust him, while the witch boy tries to keep the werewolf away from him. What? Okay. I like reread these two sentences 3 times and I still don't get it. Their life gets even more complicated after an unfortunate event that leaves them to try to survive on their own. What? Why is the werewolf his bodyguard and the witch boy is trying to keep the werewolf away from him? This makes no sense. And then the witch boy is actually not happy after they are trying to survive on their own. I don't understand. This has got to be fake. This looks like some DeviantArt fan art. I know what real and fake are. Fake. Last question. A boy falls in love with a girl. Tale as old as time. He's mysteriously gifted with her phone number. She didn't give it to him. He snatched it somehow. He calls her and finds out that she likes him as well. Score. But the next day she doesn't remember the confession. He then looks up at the stars and falls to his death. The girl he called is not the same girl he fell in love with. In fact, she doesn't exist in this universe at all. She's the girl's alternate universe counterpart who likes his own alternate self. Hijinks ensue as the two tell each other their darkest secrets to conquer the hearts of their other selves. Compelling. Yeah, so I don't like the fact that this description doesn't talk about like portals or like some split that we can see in the image of talking about how they come in contact with the other universe. And it just seems a little cliche. I'm leaning really fake here. And it's the last question, so let's see our results. Yeah, I'm gonna go fake. Stay confident. Let's go. Over 50%. 82%, baby! I'm godly. Applause. This was a hard quiz, so I'm amazed at how well you did. Hope you enjoyed this quiz. Let's see what those anime were. So in a world that supposedly comes to an end of the human-made virus is Seraph of the End. I know nothing about that. Is it good? I am. Okay, the piano rich guy was fake. I forgot my justification. It does seem a little cliche. Oh wait, no, I got this wrong. Okay, move forward. This one was real too? The girl receiving the mysterious email from another girl that doesn't even know that she's good at killing people until she somehow discovers it? Which one is that? So this anime is apparently called Noir. Correct me if I'm wrong. Apparently it aired in 2001. Haven't seen it. The plot seems kind of loose. Haven't heard of it. Perhaps for a reason. Okay, delving into the dreams of others is real. It's Paprika. Yeah, I mean, makes sense. It seems like a cliche idea, but it's probably pretty good because it has to do with the horrors of the mind, so maybe worth a check out. The kid and the uncle on the boat are real. Yeah, I'm telling you, man, 2 puberty boys cannot hash out their differences that quickly. I hope that you read some of these descriptions and actually go check out the anime. If you do, let me know. And if they're any good. The Immortal Gods. Oh, I said it was fake. Let's go. I was honestly leaning pretty real for this one, but it's just fake Record of Ragnarok. It's the Immortal Gods. Again, super cliche. Let's go. I'm looking better at this than I thought. Okay, the energy conservative high school student that's discovering mysteries is Hyoka. I feel like I've almost heard of this, but I know nothing about it. Or maybe Hyoka just sounds like the name of an anime and I'm stereotyping. The girl with the power of time travel was the easiest fake call of my life. The descriptions were just bad. It is fake. Okay, this one's real too. It's called Seki-kun, the Master of Killing Time. Honestly, this seems like an older one. I don't know anything about it, but it kind of sounds like a fun watch. Like at night, you sit in bed watching this at 2 a.m. before you have school, and then 10 years later, when you're 26, you remember those days of just watching anime in your bed while you have a job. Okay, this one I got. It is Fruits Basket. Again, don't ask questions. Just accept me for who I am. The time loop and regret is fake. No shit. The no regret is fake? Oh, who would have fucking guessed? Yes, Luca. I'm a good test taker. I'm a great standardized test taker. Oh, I said this was real and it was fake? Damn, they got me. My justification here was that the author had no idea what they were doing. And you know what? I was kind of right about that because it's fake. This one's real. Oh my god. Oh my, God exists. And God is good. And a woman. It is called Keijo. Okay, Keijo. This sounds like an anime that, you watch at 2 a.m. right before school. As an adult. The boy who had survivor's guilt was fake. Okay. A little cliche, also didn't really make sense to me for being a longer anime. Oh, this one was fake? No, I got duped. The boring girl love story meet cute. Damn, there weren't two guys after all. I think that's what threw me off. I think that I had too much faith. The boy and girl who fall in love with each other and the boy falls off the ledge to his death is the children who chase lost voices. Seems interesting, and it was a movie. I totally pinpointed the vibe of all of these, right? Especially Keijo. Friend versus friend, family versus family, fake, absolutely. LeBron whispered this in my ear. Just the way it was written, way too obvious. Okay, Tokyo Ghoul. This is probably the most normie anime on the list. Very easy. It was Violet Evergarden. This guy is so cracked. I don't watch anime. I live anime, baby. I feel like I need to go for a run. I need to go dunk a basketball. I need to go fight John Jones for real, for real. Oh, so good. Oh, the werewolf story that made literally no sense is fake? Wait, they didn't like each other? They did like each other? I don't know. I don't know. And this one was fake too. I was really leaning real here. This is like the most realistic fake one I think that we read. Although I didn't get it wrong, and some of them I did, so maybe I'm lying. Regardless, let me know how you did. 82% is way better than I thought we'd do. If you enjoyed this video, please consider liking and subscribing. If you have any suggestions for future videos, let me know what you'd like to see in the comments down below. Go check out other videos on the channel, please, 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 please. I'm trying to build a YouTube empire. I mean, the channel has like some fun stuff sometimes. We do stuff like this, sometimes games, sometimes talk about shows, stuff like this. Until next time, let me know what you got in the comments down below. I love you, and goodbye.